You're live.
We are waiting for people.
Peeps.
Peeps. Any peeps? How many questions?
So,
We have... How many questions? 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 11 questions to answer.
okay, shall we? Let's get on with it. Okay.
That's pretty good.
So, anyone watching back later on, welcome to our first official live stream. So we did a giveaway this week
Yes.
for people to win some of the limited edition Mickey Mouse pins to celebrate Mickey Mouse's 90th birthday.
Happy birthday, Mickey.
And we've done a competition on Twitter, and we've also done one on our actual YouTube channel as well. So basically, we're gonna reveal the winners of those at the end of the live stream. But for those of you that entered over the YouTube channel, we asked people to leave us a question that we can answer on this Q&A. So we've written down the questions so we can remember which ones, what people have asked.
Yeah, where they came.
So I guess we'll just get straight on with it, really.
Hi, Jem.
Oh, hi, Gemma. Oh, that's good because hi, Keenan.
Hi, Keenan.
Howdy.
How you doing?
So yeah, our first question was actually from Gemma, which was, what was your best memory of a theme park / ride?
Okay. Do you want to...
I was going to say, Gemma is... Oh, hi, Steve. Gemma's actually Kirsty's sister, and she was actually over yesterday, so I gave a bit of a clue to what my answer would be. Do you have a different answer? Or?
I've got a different recollection from when I was a lot younger.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I think one of my favourites, and again, it's something that Gemma, you will know. We went to Lightwater Valley as children, me, Gemma, and our best friend Colette and her parents, and we went on a children's ride, and Colette's mum screamed the whole way, and it probably wasn't even going 5 miles an hour.
Classic Linda.
It's just something that we remember. It's something we still talk about, and it was such a fun trip as well.
What kind of ride was it?
It was kind of just, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Jem, it was like just one of these little round up and down children, proper kiddie coaster.
Like a alligator coaster.
Something like that. So that kind of, that's always going to be with me, I think.
Okay, so the first memory, like when I saw Gemma had asked this question, the very first memory that jumped into my head was we all went to Disneyland Paris in 2016, and basically when we were there, we were on Pirates of the Caribbean, and there's a joke, an in-joke in the family, on Kirsty's side of the family, that Kirsty and Gemma's grandma, whenever she is enjoying a piece of music or a song, she claps along like this. So we were going up the ramp at the beginning of the Disneyland Paris version of Pirates of the Caribbean, and as we're going up the ramp, obviously it's playing the classic song, and as it was going, I start going like this, pretending to be grandma. By the time we get to the top of the lift, all 7 of us in unison are doing this little dance, and then like the rest of the actual car that we were in, the boat that we were in, everyone else joined in.
The other people were doing it. They think they were just joining in for fun, but they kind of became part of it as well, didn't they? So that was that'll stick with us.
That's a very strong memory to remember.
Gemma said as well, it was like the runaway train, like a runaway train at Pleasure Island, Cleethorpes. I don't know if that's familiar with that. But yeah, she was sat next to Colette's mum, and she said she was deaf when she came off. So sorry, Gem. Do you want to?
Yeah. Okay. So second one, the Alexander family asked, when are you all coming to the States? Whenever we get invited, you know.
we are still hoping for our trip, aren't we? In a couple of years, but it won't be at least for another couple of years yet.
The plan, we're thinking 2020 is the year that we're going to go over to Florida. But yeah, the Alexander family, they also have a really good YouTube channel, and they've been really supportive. Oh, sorry we're late, saying the UK Disney couple.
No worries, guys.
Time to call this. So the Alexander family, they've got a really cool YouTube channel. One of my favourite videos of theirs is they go to, because they're from Georgia, and they did a video of them going to a baseball game in Atlanta, which looked really cool.
It's something that we've both said we'd love to go to, like a proper baseball game.
Because neither of us ever seen baseball in real life.
No, it'd be awesome.
I mean, the closest thing I've ever done to seeing a proper game is playing it on Wii Sports.
I knew you were going to say that.
So we'd love to get over and do a ball game and stuff. So yeah,
that'd be really cool.
Oh, Alan's late as well.
No worry, Alan. Hi.
We've started without y'all. And then Heritage Child has asked, what is your favourite thing to do on a day off that isn't going to a theme park?
That's a good question. I liked this question.
Yeah, for me, it is literally just sitting watching YouTube pretty much all day.
Yeah.
I follow so many channels at the moment, and
you sort of play catch up, don't you? If you
work. That's it. Yeah. So by the time I have a day off, there's enough videos up for me to sit and watch, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But you get a bit. You think I watch a bit too much, don't you? Sometimes.
Well, only because I do so many different things. So I particularly enjoy video games. I know you do as well, but I seem to do more of it like on my actual days off, I think.
I really have to be in the mood to just put a video game on these days, whereas I'll easily just sit and watch YouTube for hours.
Yeah, so I'm kind of going for the Crash Bandicoot on the PS4, kind of playing through that because we played that as children.
Oh, hi, Heritage Child.
Hi.
Thanks for the question.
I enjoy playing that at the minute, and I'm still taking such a long time on Breath of the Wild, but there's so much to explore that I really enjoy video games at the moment.
Yeah. So we've got a PS4, but we pretty much just use it for Netflix. But then Kirsty's got the Crash Bandicoot trilogy remake, which is good.
I'm enjoying that.
Then what was I going to say? Yeah, and we're quite big Nintendo fans, the pair of us. Yeah. So we've got a Switch, we've got the Wii U as well. Got our old school GameCube and things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we tend to play more. Yeah, if we're both together, we do play video games.
We tend to do it more. And as also I've noticed from Steve Gladden, he says go picnicking because we had a great picnic yesterday. We like doing things like that anyway, don't we?
That's
like
it.
We'll go to Scarborough and go for a picnic at the beach, or things like that as well. We kind of like going out, not necessarily just. You can say we live in York, so
lovely city, and we don't have a back garden because we live in a little flat. Yeah. So we tend to make the most of all the public spaces in York. So yesterday we were, I don't know if you saw on Twitter, I put some pictures of me sunning myself in the Minster Gardens because, oh my God, it was so hot yesterday.
It was so hot, but it's so nice to just get out, I think, as well sometimes though.
Yeah. For those of you that aren't in the UK currently, it is boiling at the moment. And we're having this conversation, weren't we? That people from hot countries don't understand why British people suffer so much in the heat when the heat is in England. But the problem is all of our buildings are made, because we're used to it being so cold, all the buildings are made to retain heat. Yeah, so as soon as it gets hot, you can't escape, and we don't have aircon as standard.
No, and the fans just blow around warm air, so we try and get out. It's sometimes nicer outside. Like, I know it's hot outside, but even in the shade, it's cooler than being inside. So
it's like being
nice
in
to
Florida.
Kind of go outside as well. So yeah.
Our video count is up to 54 at the moment. So that UK Disney couple.
Nice, well done, guys.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Do you want to do another question?
It's 81 and raining in this part of Florida. Now here's the other thing. Fahrenheit means nothing to me.
Is that about 30-ish in...
I don't know, actually.
I want to say it's about around 30 degrees Celsius.
When I hear that, when I hear people in Florida and like America saying that it's 100 degrees, I'm like, That's the temperature you boil water at.
There you go, Steve. 27.2. Oh, I was so close.
Thanks for googling that.
Thank you, Steve. Hot
it's
and
hot
humid.
and humid.
Yeah, it's pretty sticky here.
Oh, that is, you have 54 to watch, right? Wow. UK Disney couple, 54 videos to watch. Some of them when we were still in Florida. And
wow, so
not
you have
caught
got a
up
few
yet.
to catch up on then.
Okay. By the way, guys, obviously we're currently working our way through the questions that were left on our last video.
Yeah.
But we are keeping our eye on the chat the whole time, so
yes, if you've got
you
any
can
more
feel
questions.
free. Any other questions, or if you want to chip in with our answers, or even give your answers as well to the questions that people have been asking, then feel free to go ahead.
Yeah.
So yeah, next question. Yeah. Jim Harrison asked, how many times have you been to Disney and what park is your favourite? So, I have been to Florida twice.
I've only been once to Florida.
And I think I've been to Paris 3 times.
I've been to Paris 4, maybe 5.
But we haven't been to any other parks, have we?
Between us, we've only
two.
been to Paris and Florida.
So for me, I did a coach trip when I was a really little kid to Disneyland Paris with my family and my sister, and that was really fun. Then we went to Florida when I was about 7 or 8, I think it was, and after 3 days, I was hospitalised with food poisoning.
Not good.
Which, as you can imagine, when you're a little kid, that made it even worse.
And you're in another country,
So we had 1 day in Magic Kingdom, we had 1 day in Hollywood Studios when it was still MGM. We had 1 day in Epcot, and then that was it. I spent the rest of I literally was hospitalised. It was that bad, and had to be given rehydration.
I couldn't imagine that.
Medication, and then. So my parents always said that they would take me back. It was like a vow that they would take me back when I was not feeling awful.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen until I was 15. So.
And I went, I think, about the same age now, but we went at totally different times.
Yeah, because we didn't know each other at that point.
No, but I don't know about which park is my favourite.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I don't know if I have a favourite. I think either of the Magic Kingdoms, probably.
Yeah, I think between Paris and Florida as well, they're both very different. And because I've been to Paris more recently, I know more what it's like. I know Florida's changed an incredible amount since we both went.
Yeah.
I used to think Paris was more magical. It is kind of looking a bit run down at the minute.
Well, it was, when we went in 2016, there was some attractions really needed some work. We went round Alice's Curious Maze or whatever it's called. Yeah, half of the elements to that attraction, if you've not been, it's like a walk-through attraction. It's a bit like, it's an actual maze, but yeah, it was all broken.
Yeah.
There's a bit where the Queen of Hearts is supposed to pop up, and she wasn't popping up, but she was still talking.
You could hear her.
We were literally peering through the thing. I was like, yeah, she's not working. And there were things that were supposed to turn around that didn't work. There's a bit where all of the doors, like in Alice in Wonderland, where the doors get smaller and smaller, there were doors and they'd just locked them, so you couldn't get through and things like that. And it was just paint peeling off.
At the moment, Florida, Gemma's just said, apparently I've been to Disneyland Paris more times than that. Thanks for the clarification. But also she said that Magic Kingdom is the most Disney feeling, which I do agree with. If you go into Disney, you want the proper Disney experience. Magic Kingdom is the place to be because you've got the castle and everything. The
other thing for me is I've got a terrible memory in general. So being in Disneyland Paris in 2016, I still think maybe that's currently my favourite park is the Magic Kingdom just because I can remember it more. Phantom Manor, I really like, but I barely remember going on the Haunted Mansion for comparison. But I think Phantom Manor is definitely my favourite ride at the minute.
Yeah, I think it's hard, isn't it?
But when we were there, Star Tours was down.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a kicker, wasn't it? But
which was not cool.
I'm not happy.
Not cool with that.
I'm not happy.
Gemma says, is Splash Mountain in the Magic Kingdom? Yes, it is. But there isn't one in Paris. It's only, I think every other Magic Kingdom in the world has it, apart from Disneyland Paris. Great ride, though. Okay, so, interesting name here. WWE Zack Ryder 123-Liam says, what is your favourite roller coaster in the UK?
Ooh, for me, that's quite tough.
You haven't been on one recently, have you?
Not really. I mean, I don't know. Because I've not been to proper theme parks for so long. I think like my favourite roller coaster up until probably recently was the Ultimate at Lightwater Valley, because it's the one that I remember the most. But I know Gemma and Steve have been recently and said that it's a bit rickety now. But that was my favourite up until recently. I don't know if you count the log flume at Drayton Manor as a roller coaster, because that was kind of my favourite while we were there.
Stormforce 10.
Yeah.
Good ride.
So I really enjoyed that. I don't know if it counts as a roller coaster, but that's probably my favourite ride.
For me, it's Wicker Man by a long way. I mean, again, because of having motion sickness, I haven't been on that many roller coasters, because any that have got a loop in them or a corkscrew and stuff like that, I just can't do. But like Wicker Man was absolutely amazing, and it's since I've set up my channel as well, it was the very first roller coaster I've been on, so it's got that special connection for me there. But the whole experience is brilliant. For it to be like a modern, but still a wooden coaster, the fact that people are still investing in wooden roller coasters in 2018 is fantastic.
Cool. Yeah.
And it does a really good job of having, because there is a pre-show element to it. There's good theming around the ride. So it's really getting towards that sort of Disneyland style attraction, which is really cool.
Like you said, like in the queues, there's so much more to it than some that you just walk up and stand and go on the ride. And the ride itself can be good, but sometimes it is about the atmosphere that kind of takes you onto the ride, because it's part of the story almost, aren't you?
So that's definitely currently my favourite. But I'm looking forward to going on the Ultimate soon.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how much it's changed.
We are thinking our next theme park is going to be like Water Valley, because we've got a Sunday coming I can't remember which Sunday it is already. I've already forgotten.
Couple of weeks away.
But we've only got the one day, so we can't go too far. And Water Valley's in Ripon, which is
not
just down the road from here. So we're going to make a day trip of it. We'll post the date in case anyone else wants to come and hang on that day, because that would be really cool. But I can't remember which Sunday it is off the top of my head.
We've just had a thing that UK Disney couple as well said, do you think you would have felt sick on Star Tours?
Right, okay. So even though I get travel sick, I have done the original Star Tours at Disneyland Paris and at MGM.
Yeah.
But obviously, both times it's been a very long time since I did them, and I remember feeling quite queasy on both. But because it's quite a short ride, and because I love Star Wars, I kind of went with it, and it was
just
fine.
Long enough, you said, didn't you? To not feel ill.
And you guys, actually, the UK Disney couple might be able to help me on this, because I seem to remember, and again, my memory is terrible, and I could be completely wrong, but I remember the Disneyland Paris version being a lot tamer than in terms of the ride, and I seem to remember. I know obviously the one in America is a proper simulator and the whole room moves, but in my head I have that the one in Paris, the rooms stayed still and the seats moved. But I could be completely wrong about that. But that's a memory that I like. Mm-hmm. My brain makes stuff up. I never know. It does. We did the Florida one and felt awful, so we stayed away from the Paris one. Okay.
And Gemma said as well, I think since it's reopened in Paris, the one in Paris is longer.
I thought it might be, because obviously you travel to quite a few different planets now, and it's a randomized system, so every time you go on it's different.
Depends, yeah.
So
yeah, not previously, but maybe if we went on it again, it might even get me, to be honest. Like, still don't go on the big roller coasters. Obviously, I don't get travel sick in the same way, but I still can't do like spinny rides and stuff. So
I definitely remember that. I can be sure that when I've been to Disneyland Paris in the past, I've been on Star Tours multiple times. So that really makes me think that must have been a tamer ride than the one in Florida.
Yeah.
Because if not, then I would have gone on the one time and just, enjoyed it, but felt a bit ill. Oh, what have we got? But you are right. The Star Tours in the USA is all 3D with glasses. Sit in the wrong part and you're left feeling dreadful like we were. We had to go back to our room. Really, it was that bad? Wow.
Okay.
You see, this is the thing with...
So we'll keep that in mind for when we hopefully go then.
This is the thing for our channel is obviously I've got to find the right balance because I want to try some of the rides I'm not sure about, if I'll be ill or not, so that I can have that reference for other people. But at the same time, I don't want to ruin my day.
Yeah, it is the last ride of the day because at least you can relax or whatever before you go home rather than feeling ill for like an entire day.
Because that's what ride were we saying that about the other day?
Flight of Passage.
Yes, Flight of Passage as well. Because again, that UK Disney couple was saying on our unofficial stream we did the other day, they said that they've done Flight of Passage and were surprised that they were all right on it. So it's something that I do want to try. But again,
we'd save it later.
I'm not going to queue up at rope drop and then feel sick for the rest of the day. Gemma says I wouldn't say Star Tours is any worse than Ratatouille in Paris. So yeah.
Oh, so Ratatouille, I was fine with. Right. Absolutely fine with Ratatouille.
Because again,
it was so good.
We went to Paris before I had this channel, so everyone else went on Ratatouille and then told me that they thought I would be ill. We struggled with that as well, Gemma says, that UK Disney couple. Okay.
See, I was okay with that, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to go on it, but I made sure I was sat at the front and I sat on the outside so that just in case I felt a bit ill, I could sort of look away and wasn't too had people either side of me. And I absolutely loved Ratatouille. I came off absolutely buzzing.
I've seen a ride.
It's such a shame if you would feel sick because it is such a good ride. So good. I've
seen ride POVs of it on YouTube and it looks such a good ride, but I do worry that I would not feel.
It's so clever. Well. I think I don't think it's I don't want to give too much away because people will go on it. I don't think it's so much the
car,
films.
the rides.
I think it's more the car.
Oh really?
I think because it does move around quite quickly. But I guess it's the two combined with the car, the way the car moves, and with the 3D element. The two together that's obviously the notion of it would probably do that.
Yeah, so I still don't know about that one, but never mind. Okay, so Keenan Hill asked, are there some things that US and UK parks always have in difference that you wish would be the same? And yes, there absolutely is. Again, this is one of those answers that came to me straight away, and it's all to do with theming.
Yeah.
Which, obviously, especially the Disney parks, but Universal as well, some of the bigger parks in the US, Knott's Berry Farm and stuff like that, they do amazing theming.
Yeah.
Whereas in the UK, they're just not bothered at all.
It's just there's no there's not much atmosphere to somewhere. I know Disney has a theme of Disney, but even the separate areas are more themed. Whereas
I mean, if you went to a Disney park, and if you've got any illness or reason that you can't ride certain rides, you could go to a Disney park and not go on a whole ride all day and still have an amazing time.
Yeah, because there's still other things to do.
Yeah, there's things to see, there's things going on, it feels, there's a real atmosphere, and you go to a UK park and it's literally here are some rides, just go on them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, there's obviously a lot of US parks that we haven't been to, so for those of you in the US, is that the same with all US theme parks? A lot of them have good theming because a lot of UK ones, it's a majority that don't have the theming.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of the Six Flags style parks and things like that, Cedar Point, stuff like that. They tend to seem like they don't particularly have more theming, and it just seems to be more about the rides.
But I think that's what we like about parks, is if they do have it just
because,
creates a better atmosphere. I think that's the thing.
Because in a UK park as well, like obviously we're looking for with this vlog, if there isn't any rides that I can particularly go on, then it's just boring, and it reminds you that you realise that you're very aware the whole time that you're just in a field in the middle of Bognor Regis or wherever you are.
Yeah.
But like there's no suspension of reality when you're in a UK theme park.
Yeah.
Which I really wish there was.
We just had a comment from Heritage Jazz saying that there are definitely some in the US that don't have great theming. So that's
I imagine
that's pretty good to know that.
And obviously, no other parks have as deep pockets as
Universal. It's different, isn't it, in that way?
But I would prefer, like, and I know this is just me, and not everyone will agree, but these parks, when they invest, millions every year for a new ride, maybe one year don't invest that money in a ride, invest it in some theming and
do
stuff.
another park. Keenan Hill has just said as well, obviously based on his question, saying found that mostly Disney has a large amount of theming, but there are a lot of parks that try and spice things up. So that's quite good.
I mean,
we still don't really find that here so much.
I think as well, the UK parks, because space is such an issue in the UK, such a small island.
Yeah, that's probably part of it.
All the parks are so small, so it is lots of rides just crammed together. Inglemelds isn't too bad for theming. Really?
Do you know, I've not been to Inglemelds for so long.
What is it, Fantasy Island?
Yeah,
for theming. There's a bloody market in it. There's like a car boot sale in the theme park. That is not good theming.
Well, do you know about the rest of the park though? Because I'm not familiar with.
So I actually went to Inglemells just before, again, starting the vlog, but it was out of season. So all that was open was the market.
I used to love going there actually. I
could have bought plenty of.
I used to enjoy going to.
I could have bought plenty of sponges, but I couldn't go on a ride.
Sponges and dishcloths.
Yeah. But Inglemells, I used to go a lot as a kid, because we used to holiday a lot in Mablethorpe, which is just down the road from Inglemells, and we used to go as a kid, and the market would always have interesting sort of bits of touristy stuff, but now the market is literally just like an everyday sort of Sunday market. Yeah, we used to get like
bootleg versions of games and all sorts, couldn't you?
Yeah, can't get any of that now.
But just can't do it anymore.
Cheap biscuits and sponges.
My favourite.
Alan said, do the POV vids of loopy rides also bother you? Thinking of POV vids of Cobra's Curse at Busch Gardens, Tampa near me. So one of my big tips for going to theme parks, if you are suffering from motion sickness, and I'm thinking of doing like a top 5 tips video at some point, but the best one is literally to watch the POV videos before you go on a ride.
Because some of them do make you feel a bit ill, and some of them don't. It's quite varied.
And if they've got elements that are indoors and stuff that you're not going to be able to see from before going on. For instance,
if you're not sure,
I rode 13, the ride 13 in Alton Towers, and that the majority of that coaster is actually in amongst the woods, so you can't see it before you go on. But yeah, watching a POV video before you go on is a great way of making sure you can ride it.
Because then you'll know if you feel sick, won't you?
And obviously, it's going to ruin any surprises on that coaster, but it's better to be sure that you're going to be okay. Yeah. So, I mean, 13 is kind of a bad example in that I went on it after watching the POV and still wasn't great, but I was more prepared for that when it happened, so... Speaking of UK parks, are there any must-visit parks that I should go to? I am considering finally going on an international trip, says Keenan.
Okay, I mean, there's quite a few that we haven't been to. I know Gemma and Steve, you've been to a few more theme parks than we have. So if there's anything you can suggest.
Yeah, because they like their coasters.
There's a lot that we've heard that are good. Like I've heard that Chessington World of Adventure, that's meant to be really good. We haven't been, but it's meant to be really, really good.
We absolutely loved Drayton Manor.
Yeah, we did enjoy Drayton Manor.
If you've not seen our Drayton Manor vlog, I would definitely check that out. The most Flamingo Land is one of my favourites, says Gemma. Yeah,
I love Flamingo Land because it's got a good balance for family, because it's got
It's got a zoo as well.
The zoo and then other rides as well. So that's good for.
That is exactly why I follow you, says Alan.
Oh, thank you, Alan. That's
Cheers.
really cool.
But yeah, Alton Towers is the most famous one, and as Steve says, it's great for the white knuckle rides. It has loads of roller coasters. If I was to give it like a rating out of 5 for me, it would be probably a 3, just because I did enjoy it when I was there, but there wasn't that much that I could actually go on. That's the thing with UK theme parks, is there's ones that are either all the white knuckle rides, or there's your family park.
There's quite a big variation. It depends on when you say family. It depends like if you have children or the age of your children as well. Because like Gemma's just said that they thought Drayton Manor for them was a bit boring, which is absolutely fine.
Yeah, because there weren't that many big rides.
There weren't that many big rides, and there wasn't that much we could go on, I suppose. But then if you've got children in that respect, then there's Thomas Land, which is in your face, full of Thomas everywhere. But when you've got young children, it's fantastic. Like that area is perfect. And then it's got the bigger rides, so you've
5-year-old me would have absolutely loved Thomas Land. I was a massive Thomas the Tank Engine fan when I was a kid.
So it just kind of depends, really. I mean, and Drayton Manor does have the zoo.
We'll keep up with the vlogs, and we'll try and do as many parks as we can as soon as possible, just so that it gives you an idea of which parks. But for us so far, Drayton Manor has been this one.
Heritage Shard, my kids will go crazy for Thomas Land. It is so in your face, Thomas. You can say Thomas themed rooms and everything. It's crazy.
I mean, we did put a little bit of Thomas Land in our vlog, because we did actually ride on Percy, didn't we?
We did go on Percy,
which was a real letdown, to be honest. But again, this is linking back to the whole theming thing.
The theme of that was good.
Well, yeah, Thomas Land was good, and then they had you could either ride on Thomas or Percy to the other side of the park, and if it was a Disney park, there would have been things to see on the way, and then we got on this ride, and there was nothing to see.
Trees and bushes.
And it was driving alongside like a service road, so it was like, and the car park you could see.
It was fine. There wasn't even having people for the kids to wave at, which was a bit.
Yeah, so that's where, and again, it wouldn't have cost that much to just landscape that area a little bit more. But that's the thing with UK theme parks, is the theming. They always like. Yeah.
Some bits can be really good.
It's that last little bit that just makes it better.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we'll get out to some other parks soon. Because obviously I've always had travel sickness, I've not bothered to go to a lot of them.
Yeah, so I think going now will probably help us to be able to recommend a few more. One place.
I was so surprised with Drayton Manor though, how much of a good time I had. So.
Just before we move on to the next question, one place that I would recommend. Not a theme park, but it's Forbidden Corner. Look it up. It's amazing.
It's not a theme park, but we are vlogging the hell out of that soon.
It's such a good place to go. It's so quirky, it's so weird. I don't even want to explain it, because you need to just go.
Basically,
don't have children too young though, because it might be a bit. Some bits might be a little bit scary, because it gets a bit dark.
Basically, Forbidden Corner, again, it's near us, so it's only like half an hour drive from here. But a very rich man basically just built his own fantasy world in his back garden.
It's so bizarre. There's all sorts of things, and it's
mental.
Fantastic.
It's completely unlike anything else in the world.
Yeah, so Forbidden Corner. Check it out before you go, just in case some bits might be a bit. But yeah, Forbidden Corner. So
if you ever come to the UK, you have to go to Forbidden Corner.
Gemma said it's awesome. It's so cool. It's so weird and wacky and bizarre, and it's just amazing. We spent so long there. Oh, but you will get wet. So
yes,
just a warning.
Take a poncho. Okay, so Grace Ormsby asked, how many pins have you guys got? Because obviously we're giving away some Disney pins.
Yeah, we've got a few.
Pass them over.
That's yours.
Thank you.
I'm not going to wear mine because mine's heavy. So I've got quite a few pins. So when we went to Disneyland Paris, I got the Nightmare Before Christmas lanyard. Whoop whoop. But there was a set of starter pins. So I bought the starter pins to go with. But now I have lots more on it, and it's actually probably too heavy to actually wear on my neck now. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So only 11, not excessive amount, but heavy ones. So
because I like Star Wars, a lot of people keep buying me Star Wars pins. Gemma and Steve especially. So I've got things. Oh,
yours are really cool.
I've got the Force Awakens one when I was in the parks because Rogue One was sort of on the horizon, so they were clearing them out. Got my Mickey Pride badge as well. My favourite badge is my Slinky.
Oh yeah, that was from Gemma and Steve.
Thank you, Gemma and Steve. Yeah, because Gemma and Steve go more often than we do, so they just keep buying us ones.
So I'll have to buy
them.
Oh,
I've got a little Han Solo saying, "I know," because Kirsty's got one that says, "I love you." And again, didn't get to go on Star Tours, but I made a point because I bought the pin.
Love the pin.
Because I was definitely going to get the pin, even though I didn't get to ride the ride.
Gemma said you're welcome, the badges.
And then we've got a Darth Vader one.
Standard.
What else? Or is that it? That's it.
That's it.
But we've only been pin trading a little while.
Yeah, we only got them in 2016 when I went from London
and then
starter badges.
And then saying that, Kirsty's got
got
all of these.
I've got more than 11. I have more than 11, but these are kind of collector's ones.
So we didn't really talk about these that much in our announcement giveaway video, but basically, to celebrate Mickey's 90th birthday, the Disney Store in the UK, you can get a pack every month. I was not keen on these, to be honest, just because they're all Mickey Mouse, and nobody needs this many Mickey Mouse pins.
And that one's mine. There's one every month so far.
So by the end of the year, because it's going to have 36 Mickey Mouse pins. That's amazing.
That's a collection. Mental. It's fun.
Well, yeah, it is a collection, but
so, I mean, if probably a lot more, Grace.
And I get that they're to celebrate Mickey's birthday and everything, but I mean,
well, you could get a collector's book, but
if I was doing like a steady collector's like that, I would want it to have a bit more variation, to be honest. But
I think because it's
your money, you can do what you like.
It's for Mickey's birthday, and it all began with a mouse.
Well, it did, yes. So sorry if I pronounced this wrong, but Sabra Matthias asked, how often do you get to Walt Disney World Orlando?
Not very often.
No. I mean,
unfortunately,
as we were saying earlier, I've been twice and I'm 30 now. So I average one trip every 15 years. Holy crap, that must have cost a buttload. At Disneyland, one pin costs about $12. Well,
the packs, so...
I suppose when you look at it that way, the packs are quite reasonable.
Yeah, so the packs actually are
£15
and you get 3 pins. So it was only about £5 a pin.
But obviously by the end of the year, that's quite a big spend.
Yeah, it's only once a month, it's fine. But yeah, it only works out about £5. So, and because they are collector's editions and they are selling out.
They are selling out, that's true.
So it's not too bad actually. It's not... it depends. If it was going to cost more, then I probably wouldn't have done it, but £5 a pin I don't think is too bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, Walt Disney World Orlando, we don't get to go very often, unfortunately, because it just costs us a lot of money from being from the UK.
Yeah.
It just and working and it's too hard to save up, isn't it?
Yeah. I kind of mentioned at the end of the very first vlog that I did when we went to Cadbury World, but I kind of said that like I didn't really think about Disney for a very long time. Being a guy, I guess. I was into the films and stuff as a kid massively, and then when I was 15 and I was kind of like over it then.
Yeah.
After that, didn't really think about it too much. And again, being motion sickness, not bothered about theme parks at all, not even just Disney. And then it was literally, and Kirsty's family, as we said, we went to Disneyland Paris 2 years ago with them.
Yeah.
And in the lead up to it, I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever, like I'll go because everyone else wants to go. And then when I was there, it just completely changed my outlook on theme parks, and I don't know, it just made so
seeing some of these comments.
What are these comments?
Steve said you can't get too much of Mickey, and that £15 is $19.70, so not too bad really for 3 pins. But then for going to Disney, Gemma's just said that I knew bugging our dad about it was worth it because it's kind of sparked something in you, hasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. Because it's not just the actual visiting of the parks and stuff. I'm fascinated.
All the behind the scenes as well.
Yeah, I'm fascinated with how it works and how it's built, and just like because it is completely nothing like anything else on Earth. So that's So that's why I'm suddenly back into Disney.
It's something like we've always been into. I say we, referring to Gemma. It's something that we've always watched Disney films. We've always listened to Disney music, no matter where we are. We sing songs randomly, have T-shirts. It's just something we've always been into. We've been to Disneyland Paris in between then. It's something that we've never gone out of. But that UK Disney couple have just said that it's not cool for a UK bloke to be into Disney. And you're saying that, Paul, you still get grief, which is not cool, because Disney's cool for all ages. And as I said, like, in the video the other day, a little girl walked past that wasn't even 10 years old, and her mum was like, oh, you're getting too old for Disney. And yet a lot of people, and there's a lot of vloggers that are older couples, you know, like mid to late 20s onwards, that go on their own, don't have children, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think it's becoming more okay, but I think it's more okay in, as I say, like in America, because the parks are there. It's like, oh, who would spend that much money to go to a park? And actually, well, most of us would love to go more often than we can.
Keenan says, being an adult with no kids, I have Disney money. I can buy things a lot of people can't.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the advantages for us, is like when we decide to go, we can just save up and hopefully go. But Amy Haviland linked to the last question. She said, when will you guys be back at Disney World? And as we were saying earlier, probably we're hoping for 2020. Yeah. After Galaxy's Edge, Star Wars has opened, so we won't be going for opening weekend or anything daft like that. No. They'll have a chance to work out all of the issues before we get there, hopefully. Yeah,
it's something that I'm kind of hoping as well that won't be our last trip.
Yeah.
And that now we've got kind of the fire to go back. We might go to like even California and go to ones that we've not been to. We'd love to go to Tokyo, but that might be a bit of a bit of a stretch.
We've kind of put on a bucket list that we want to do every park eventually, but obviously we don't have a time frame for that at all. No. And so I imagine after, like, if we do 2020 Walt Disney World trip, then probably the next trip will be one of the other parks in Asia maybe. Yeah. The other thing we were talking about was, we haven't really talked about it properly, but we were looking at D23 Expo as well, because we'd love to go to the convention in California
and tie it in with the trip.
Well, that's it. If we're going to go to that, and it's only every other year, I think. So
like that, wasn't it?
So there's potential to do that as well. Maybe if a few vloggers want to come and we can do a big trip of it, and
that'd be cool.
That would be pretty cool,
Let's
wouldn't it?
Let's do that.
Pick a year and go like.
Let's go.
That's our year.
That UK Disney couple as well have just said that if we left it till 2021, we go with the 50th celebrations.
And Tron will be open. Tron again.
Well,
I don't know if that would work for me, because you kind of you laid quite flat on Tron, and I want to know how that would affect.
And go back again.
We're never going to get to Asia.
Gem's up for D23. That's Gemma and Steve coming.
All right.
So that's 2 people. Would love to do a combined trip. I think this could be a thing.
Yeah, we'll all go.
Let's do it.
So there's how many of us? There's 8 of us all
8
together.
Of us so
far. This is a pact. This is a blood oath.
D23. Yes. Okay. Genuinely, we need to do this. We have to do this.
Defo. Get planning your outfits now.
Disney bounding all the way.
Ooh.
Be creative.
What was I going to say just then? I had something I was going to say, but I've gone. Oh, going back to the pins, I've got to mention as well. Someone, when we did the test stream a couple of days ago, mentioned buying a bulk set of pins.
Oh yeah.
I asked if we'd ever done it, basically.
Oh yeah.
And I have ordered some.
We just did it.
I did it today. I ordered some today. So I ordered a bunch of 50 pins off eBay, but obviously it's a random ones, you don't get to pick.
Yeah.
But it was with postage, it was £27, which works out at like.
We'll see what they are when they come.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's less than £1 a pin, and even if they're rubbish, you can
it
then.
helps the trade in though, doesn't it?
Yeah, trading when you're in the parks.
We've never actually traded pins. So that's something that if we have ones that we're not as keen on, we can always actually trade.
So the UK Disney couple can use our DVC points. Well, you kept that one quiet, didn't you? Didn't know we had any DVC friends. Disney Vacation Club.
Oh, is that? Oh, well, wing nudge nudge. Yeah, well, there we are. Okay, we really like you guys. Your channel's great.
But seriously though, if you're not watching their channel yet, the UK
yeah.
Disney couple, really fun. I have a question. What's your opinion on Iran's foreign policy?
Pass.
Really, Joe? I think you're on the wrong channel, mate. Doing that can be somewhat risky because a lot of people sell boxes of real and fake pins mixed.
I did wonder this from getting that on eBay. So we'll just, I mean, I like pin badges anyway, so I'm just probably, if they're not proper ones, then I might just use them.
It did specify on the thing that they're all stamped on the back and they all come with the plastic Mickey heads, so.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
You never know. Sometimes it's worth taking a punt, and then others, you never know.
Right, so.
Who have we got next?
So Matthew Howell asked, "What's yours and Kirsty's favourite theme park ride?"
Oh, okay. Because that's broad, isn't it? Because that's not like the other question. That's not just in the UK.
And it's not just roller coasters either.
Okay. Big fan of Pirates of the Caribbean at Disney. I know we keep going back to Disney, but that's the one we've been to the most.
Yeah.
Big fan of Pirates of the Caribbean. And
Gemma says Thunder Mountain. Again, Thunder Mountain was closed as well when we went to Disneyland Paris recently.
Pirate Medallion. Pirates fan.
Back when the original Pirates first came out as well, I bought you that as a proper necklace, didn't I?
Yeah, I have it. I still have it somewhere.
Snow White and the Seven Midgets. Yeah, now is that the Scary Adventure or is that the Mine Train?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so Gemma dodges Thunder Mountain. That UK Disney couple says Snow White and the Seven Midgets. I don't really remember the Snow White ones apart from the creepy dark ride.
Mine Train. So we've not managed to get on the Mine Train.
We've not been on the Mine Train, so that's kind of interesting.
I've seen a lot of people comparing Slinky Dog to the Mine Train and saying that saying that Slinky Dog is a better coaster,
right?
But the actual experience is better in the Mine Train, just because the Slinky Dog theming is pretty much just a roller coaster outside, whereas there's obviously all the animatronics with the Mine Train.
I think
I still haven't answered, have I?
No, Haunted Mansion.
Yeah, Phantom Manor in Disneyland Paris is one of my favourites of every theme park, I think.
Yeah, and again,
but I want to think of a UK one.
The UK one, again, not been to many theme parks.
I think I'm going to say Wicker Man again.
Yeah.
Because it was so good. Like, so good.
Yeah, you really enjoyed that one, didn't you? So really again, I've not been to that many in the UK, so I can't actually probably choose one in the UK. That's the problem. I think because I've been to like Disneyland Paris like so many times that my favourite rides are all from there anyway. But again, I did enjoy Storm Force 10, Air Drayton Manor. I love log flumes though and water rides, so they kind of
and it had that
Pirates of the Caribbean thing as well.
And it had the unique element of you going down one of them backwards, which is great.
So
the only thing I said in the video, but the only thing with Ocean Force 10, I've done it again. Storm Force 10. The only thing with that one for me was for a log flume ride, there wasn't a fast enough drop for your stomach to go. So I feel like that's important on a log flume.
Yeah,
it was fun.
For what it was,
but yeah, otherwise that would have been in my top ones, I think.
Gemma said she loves Space Mountain in Paris. Not for me because the upside down, but Space Mountain in Florida was pretty cool. And said about the sewer rat. I actually enjoyed that.
So where's that one?
So that was the one at Lightwater Valley, which is now Raptor something. The Raptor ride.
Oh, right, okay.
So Sewer Rat, we did actually really enjoy that one. That was quite good fun because it's on dark.
So yeah, the Raptor ride is in the dark, isn't it? So
yeah, so it kind of has been took over.
Yeah, Keenan Hill says Pirates in Shanghai looks incredible, and yeah, yes. It does. If you've not seen any video footage of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Shanghai, I recommend doing it on YouTube because it's completely different to any of the other Pirates of the Caribbean rides. So our last question that we had from the other day, as people living in the UK, what things help fill that Disney-shaped hole best, especially without blowing the budget to travel a lot?
Oh, okay.
Have you got any answers to that one?
I mean...
So yeah, how do we get... I mean, Kirsty's Disney fix is obviously Mickey pins.
Mickey pins, yeah, but also... For me, clothing, I like to just kind of fill the little things. And I am also like collecting the DVDs and stuff as well. The DVDs, I'm trying to get all the classics, so like one to however many, but trying to do it on like a two for £12, I think they go to, something like that. Because I know it sounds silly, but you actually get to watch the films. It's not the same. The only other thing is watching videos on YouTube. Yeah. I guess I'm watching the rides and watching people.
Yeah, lots of YouTube watching.
Yeah.
My other thing is I've been started reading a few Disney related books. My favourite of which, because as I mentioned earlier, for me I really like learning about how the parks were built and all of the behind the scenes kind of stuff. So this book here, Reality Land, is amazing, by David Koenig, and I've never read a book as quickly as I've read this. Pretty much, I was hooked, wasn't I, mate?
Yeah.
But it focuses just on the development of Disney World, but it goes into some really interesting details, and they've got some like proper, really good behind the scenes knowledge in this book.
Yeah, this is quite interesting.
Rather than going sort of chronologically from sort of planning to the end, each section is about a different theme. Each chapter, is about a different theme. So it does jump around a little bit in time, which is a bit confusing. And the other thing is, there is a whole chapter dedicated to injuries and deaths in the park, which is one of the most... oh my god.
Exciting.
I had to sort of do it in sections, that chapter, because it is literally like, on this day someone died, on the next day someone died doing this, on the next day someone died, and it's just like, it is a slog, that chapter, because it's all about real people getting hurt.
Yeah.
But if it had been spread throughout the book, it wouldn't be so bad. But it's a whole it's very daunting.
So we've had.
I finished Reality Land last week, says Keenan. Not kidding you. Love how it cuts into a lot of company instead of just park. That's exactly what I liked about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you enjoyed that, didn't you? Gemma said as well that they do the same with the Disney things like DVDs and music and stuff. Because in the first year they're not been anywhere because they are going to America next year
for their honeymoon. Yeah.
3 weeks for the honeymoon. So yeah, saving up. But yeah, and the UK Disney couple as well said that their Disney fix for them is booking another Disney holiday and then figuring out how they're going to pay for it. That's the thing. I think if we were a bit more spontaneous in a way, we'd just go click and we'll book it, and then struggle to pay for it. We'd probably do it, but I think that would be our problem.
Our financial situation just seems to have changed a lot over the last couple of years. It changes very regularly, so we don't have a chance to, we know we're going to be in this place at this time. And
so we're hoping in the future things may settle down a bit.
Fingers crossed. We just get so sad when we get back. I can imagine. Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Like for us, we're going to be planning and waiting for it and going on YouTube, looking at stuff and talking about stuff for 2 years,
so long,
and then it'll be 2 weeks.
A 2 week holiday and be over. Gemma said we book it and then figure it out later. Yeah, I could probably do that sometime. Should just do it one day and just book it and.
Completely off topic, by the way, guys. This arrived for me today. My little power line.
So cool.
I've been going off on one for like
ages, saying I don't like pop vinyl.
Saying pop vinyl is stupid. I don't get it. I don't like the design. And then they found the only one that you could make that would actually make me buy it, which is a Goofy movie one. If they did a whole Goofy movie set, I would probably buy it. Because it is my favourite Disney movie, in case you wondered.
Harry's Child, that's amazing. It is amazing.
It's only available on EMP, the retailer EMP.
Go check it out.
I can't remember who put it on Twitter, but I was just like, oh my god, straight. I saw it on Twitter, I was in the theatre in London about to see Matilda, and I literally had to just buy it in my seat because I was just like, nope, that's mine now. It's the Hot Topic exclusive.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's EMP in one country and Hot Topic in another, but
the EMP says pre-release.
It says pre-release.
So maybe the EMP have the pre-release and then the others get it as normal.
Yeah. So it was EMP who I bought it through.
Yeah.
Because when it said pre-release, I thought I was pre-ordering it, but then it came like the next
just released
couple
before,
of days.
Isn't it?
So
rather than...
yeah, don't know what that's about. Oh, and at the minute I am currently reading Michael Eisner's autobiography, who was the CEO of Disney during the 90s. Taking my time a bit more with that one. It's nowhere near as gripping as the Reality Land.
Yeah.
But I've actually bought another of David Koenig's books to read later on. It's about Disneyland, so we'll see what that one's like as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely loved that book. Cannot recommend that one enough. Right.
I think we've just got...
Oh yeah, so isn't Eisner now CEO of Comcast? Is he? Ooh, that would explain the whole trying to buy Disney.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I did not know that.
You must be getting on a bit by now.
A few pennies though.
So yeah, we've answered all of the questions that we had.
Thank you.
So
all the questions.
I guess we will now announce the winners of the competition.
I would do a drum roll, but I don't want to knock the phone off the table.
Yeah, don't do it. So the winner of the Twitter set. I mean, again, we won't remember which one's which because they're both the same. But the winner of the Twitter competition is Mark G. Rowlands. So congratulations.
Well done, Mark.
And then the winner of the YouTube contest, you wouldn't know if I just picked the same one up again, would you? UK Disney Couple says well done to Mark. So yeah, the winner of the YouTube contest was Matt Goldspink. So congratulations to Matt.
Well done. These were completely random.
Yeah, we put our numbers into a random generator on YouTube, not YouTube, Google.
Google.
And yeah, so we'll be in touch with those guys to get those pins out to them. So yeah, I mean, we've been going for an hour basically, so that's pretty cool.
There's a well done from Gemma as well to the winners.
Thank you very much for everyone that's been here. I mean, if anyone's got any more questions, we're happy to hang around for a little bit longer.
Good job. Thank you, UK Disney Couple. Clap from Steve. Woo woo.
Kirsty's birthday was the other week, so obviously she got some Disney stuff. I've just spotted. Do you want to show people what Gemma bought you yesterday?
Oh yeah. I got some coasters. Disney coasters from Aladdin. And they are so cool. I love them.
Are they from Primani, do you reckon?
No, probably.
Gemma Dodge, I have a question. Can you buy us a holiday for our wedding present? Yeah, right.
Yeah, if we can come as well. Can't afford all four of us, sorry.
What Gemma and Steve have not mentioned is the fact that they are actually getting married in Turkey, so we actually have to take money out of our Disney fund to go to their bloody wedding. A
different holiday. Hey, hang on. That UK Disney couple, yes, Gemma, they can. Now. Just Don't you be giving away the money that we don't have. we can't get our own holiday sorted first.
So that's a question I've got for the UK Disney couple is like, do you feel like DVC is a worthwhile investment? I mean, it seems like you guys must get out there pretty often to have the DVC.
Steve said we love UK Disney couple. Don't create a rivalry, guys.
Well, UK Disney couple, you just let them you let Gemma and Steve stay in your DVC place for
yeah, we'll pretend like we paid for it.
It's a 50-year thing. Oh, wow.
50? I've got that time.
I was going to say, I'd probably still want to go there in 50 years.
I would. 50 years. That's pretty cool. Considering.
So is that why you always stay at Coronado Springs? Is that like a... What you drinking, Tim, says Keenan Hill.
Nice.
It was San Miguel, but it's all gone.
But...
In a...
Lord of the Rings. Stein? Word? Tankard?
Yeah, it's kind of a mini Stein, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it is Kirsty's, but she never drinks that much.
It's too big.
So I use it.
UK Disney couple. We've worked out with air miles.
We rack up the cost of flying package. It should save us money.
Oh, okay. Coronado is not DVC, but we will be able to stay in Mod Deluxe Resort as a result of DVC. Okay. So Coronado is just a preference then, I take it. That's pretty cool. Maybe something we should look into.
Yeah, I mean again, we'll have to be in a better financial situation, I think. But
it's something to be interested in, isn't it?
We were looking. We kind of mentioned again in the unofficial stream the other night that we've been looking at a package for Port Orleans French Quarter, and again, it's nothing to do with like us thinking that's a particularly interesting place to stay. I mean, the theming looks great, but it just happened to be on the Virgin website. I saw this week that First Choice have now started doing Disney package holidays. I did see people complaining though that they'd booked with First Choice and then it had been a certain price and then they'd been phoned back to say that it had gone through wrong and that they actually owed twice as much money and they were really mad about it. So
maybe not then.
They're obviously still working out the kinks with that one.
Gemma said we're staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge purely because I love giraffes. Well, that's a good idea because what we're saying is staying like you could feed them and stuff. Just so cool. I'm a bit jealous.
UK Disney couple saying Disney is racking up prices year on year and DVC pretty much saves a cost increase. It isn't for everybody, but we go so often that it would work out better for us. That's a good point that I hadn't considered.
If we had it, if it's something that we would be interested in, if we could do it, then we would go so much more often because we could.
Yeah. I think as well, or does it? Can you use DVC points throughout different different resorts, or does it just have to be Disney World? Is the thing, because obviously we are intending to go around the world.
Yeah.
Port Orleans is so nice. It's more of a place for people trying to take a longer trip when they have time to relax and chill, kind of a lazy hotel.
Okay.
That's kind of what we're thinking. Is we're going to be there. You know, if you're going to Disney World from the UK, you want to go for a decent amount of time, which is why we were looking at either staying on property and making it a once in a lifetime kind of all-in kind of deal, or we were looking at going somewhere cheaper but getting somewhere with a kitchen so we could save money by me cooking.
Price,
it was almost exactly the same price to stay on property if you get the free dining plan, which we would be looking at.
So we'll kind of see when it comes to it.
Nearly 4,500 locations worldwide for DVC.
Oh. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. I like that. Cool.
No, Gemma and Steve, we're not buying you a DVC package. We have got Disney-related plans, though, for your wedding gift, so that's all I'm saying. 14 DVC resorts, which includes 10 Walt Disney World resorts and Grand Californian in Disneyland, California. Then there are concierge options, including most other hotels near every other Disney park. Cool.
Okay. Maybe look into it then.
Gemma and Steve saying yay because we're
Gemma and Steve both said boo, boo, because we wouldn't buy them DVC.
The boo became a yay.
When we said we were going to get them Disney things, I got a yay and a yay. So, you're already welcome.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, cool. Are we...
I guess that's it.
We're good, yeah. Head off.
Thank you everybody for coming.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
It's been a really nice little hangout. And we were a bit worried that nobody would turn up, so it's great that people have. Thank you.
And well done to the winners.
Yeah, well done to Mark and Matt.
We will be in touch to sort out.
Thank you as well that people have come here, especially considering that we didn't know at the time, but Tim and Jen Tracker are doing a live stream right now. We did expect that meant that nobody would turn up.
Oh, no worries. Thanks, Keenan. Keenan says he's got to get back to work, but thanks for the fun.
Okay, thanks,
Keenan. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, you guys. You've been great. Oh, thanks.
Thanks, UK Disney Couple. Steve, well done, guys. Good hour. We didn't expect us to be on for an hour, I don't think, but...
I knew we'd be fine.
Yeah, you guys have all kept us going. Thanks.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.